Game between Falco Szombathely and Besiktas. Fans piling into this arena once again to watch the Falco Szombathely team that has really done well this season. First of all, they had to make it through the qualification stage, and once they did that, they have come out and really put on a show. They're right now outside of the playoff positions. We'll look at their standings in just a second, but here is the Group D action on game day 12. So we'll also see Dijon taking on Falco Szombathely, Happy Casa Brindisi against Falk, and Neptunus Klaipėda against Telecom Baskets Bonn. Falco are in the standings. They're really not in bad shape. Both of these teams, in fact, they're right together with 5 wins and 6 defeats. You can see Besiktas currently occupying 4th place, and Falco Szombathely are in 5th. So anything can happen. Obviously, 3 more games after tonight, and every game is priceless, really. I mean, every result, every win. The fact that we see Besiktas in this position, it didn't look good for them as recently as a few weeks ago, but they've won a couple of games in a row after a big change following the departure of their coach, Duško Ivanović. And we'll get more into that. He was replaced by Borak Diktay, Todor Gacher, Omar Al, Ismet Akpinar, Shaquille McKissick, Samet Gayek, John Turgut, Gagdaz Kayabasi, Borak Yotisli, Olga Shabazz, all the way down that roster. A very perhaps underappreciated roster, showing what they can do, even with Jordan Theodore's departure and James McAdoo. This team seems to have raised their level quite a bit here, so they've given themselves a great chance of getting into the postseason. For Falco Szombathely, Javante Reddick, Ron Curry, Devon Washington, Colton Pearl, Benedict Varadi, Gilard Benka, Quentin Hooker, Marko Krivocevic, Daquan Lake, and Marco Filipovity playing for coach Jasper Oakhorn. Well, when the teams met earlier this season, Besiktas won it 74-49. So that was the night when Shaquille McKissick had 20 points and 5 rebounds. And it was sort of uncharacteristic for Falco. They had played well pretty much up to that point, and they were just run out of the gym in Istanbul. So they'll be looking to bounce back. But more importantly than getting revenge, they want to come out and get a priceless win as they try to get into the top 4. And as you can see, with the fans piling in again in this arena, any success would be much appreciated by these dedicated fans here in Hungary. Szombathely, the 10th largest city in Hungary, and right now, right at freezing temperatures. It's been a sunny, cloudy, some clouds today, so it hasn't been too bad weather outside, but rest assured it is going to heat up inside tonight. When this game gets underway, Besiktas have really changed the complexion of the group by the way that they have kind of turned things around in the last couple of weeks. They were really struggling, going nowhere fast. And sometimes all you need is a change. It doesn't matter even really that's at the helm. You just get some fresh impetus on the playing staff or at the coaching staff. It can make a big difference. It just seems to kind of shake this team up in the right way. So Besiktas will continue to try to make inroads. Falco, meanwhile, are trying to bounce back from a rough ball. They got the work cut out in tonight. Suddenly red hot to Besiktas team. Just as a reminder, Besiktas, the last couple of weeks being at home over meanwhile, coming into this on the back of a 14-point defeat at Bonn. And before that, they lost at home to Falco Szombathely. 3 weeks ago, they were impressive winners of PAOK, 89-80. So they'll be looking for the good times to return tonight. Interestingly, this is also a rematch of the 1999 FIBA Korać Cup. So they played each other actually in 1999 in the FIBA Korać Cup. That was more than 20 years ago. So once again, these two teams getting ready to trade punches. And of course, that factoid provided by Igor Cherkovich, our man on the spot, who knows anything and everything there is about the Basketball Champions League 2-0. Also writes his weekly rankings. You might want to go to the website and check that out. Dariusz Zapolski, Gentian Cici, and Gatis Silins from Poland, Albania, and Latvia are the referees for tonight's game. And while I've got your attention, speaking of websites, you can also load the Champions League, Basketball Champions League app into your smartphone. It's got everything you need. Latest scores, news, information, watch all the latest videos, all the top fives, all the great plays. Get that Champions League app in your smartphone. Tadrik Gotcher, Ismet Akpinar, the German international, Shaquille McKissick, Ugus Shavas, rather, and Nemanja Jurisic are in the starting five tonight. So just minutes away here from the start of, again, this very important game here in Group D. For Falco Szombathely, it's going to be Redick, Ron Curry, Devon Washington, Binka, and Hooker in the starting five. And there's Coach Okorn. So no Pearl in the starting five. Interesting. And again, playing to rave reviews in the Basketball Champions League, Burak Beyiktay, the head coach. He has, again, replaced Dusko Ivanovic at the helm and been terrific, getting this Besiktas team right back in the hunt. They've always made the playoffs in the Basketball Champions League, but they've also always exited they failed to clear that first hurdle in the playoffs. So Besiktas, you know, will this be the year that not only do they make the playoffs, they put behind them a really tough regular season and make the playoffs and actually do well? Well, it's all very exciting as we are now in the business end of the season. Good start imperative, really, for both of these teams tonight. 40-minute game. You've got to play all 40 minutes. We've seen some great comebacks, but even so, the confidence might be a little fragile for these teams, especially for Falco. Maybe a little bit more pressure being at home tonight. Well, hello, everybody. Good evening. and welcome to Sombathely, Hungary. This is the Basketball Champions League, and it's Falco Szombathely winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the right in the yellow uniforms, Besiktas in the black. Curry whips it inside to Redick, and he is fouled by Shaquille McKissick. So the crowd in fine fettle tonight already, singing songs. Perhaps that's a good sign for this Falco team. I mean, really, it has been, as well as for San Pablo Burgos, another team that has come through the qualifying in the Basketball Champions League. Both of those teams right in the thick of the hunt for spots in the playoffs. Redick makes the first. You've got to be in the top 4 of your group to advance to the playoffs. And Redick makes the second as well. And now a little bit of full court pressure here with Hooker guarding Akpinar. Gotcher hands it off to Chavas now. Jurisic gets it back from Akpinar. McKissick, and he's going to try to put the ball on the deck. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he turns it over. Shaky start for Shaquille McKissick. Committed the foul on defense, and now he comes down and turns it over. And again, remember, he had that huge first game with these teams when these teams met. A good number to watch for Falco Szombathely is whether or not they actually get to 75 points, because they've won all 4 home games in which they've scored more than 75 points. And the jump shot is good from Hooker. He's inside the arc. Jurisic picks up the dribble, gives it back to Shaquille McKissick. Steps back. And Curry flies in for the rebound. Looks up, gets it to Redick, who makes a catch. Well, he was able to save it in bounds over to Washington for 3. And Szombathely are off and flying here at the start of the game. Looking very tough indeed here against Besiktas. Jurisic gets it to Chavas. Goes to work against Redick. Oh, that was a big-time move. He didn't finish, but he gets a couple of free throws. He's mad at himself, Chavas, because he could have had a chance for a three-point play. This was the three-pointer from Washington. And Chavas makes the first. Hasn't been a big scorer this season for Besiktas and wasn't really playing many minutes under the former coach Ivanovic, but I think right now it's all hands on deck, and his experience is something that his new coach recognizes. He only makes 1 of 2 at the line. Binke from deep. Curry able to bat it back outside to Washington. Will it be his second? Not this time. And Akpinar rebounds the miss. Gotcher played very well 2 weeks ago here. Now Shaquille McKissick from deep, and he misses again. So rough start for Shaquille McKissick. Again, terrific athlete, can beat you in so many different ways. Now Curry has it knocked out of his hands by Gotcher. Great defensive play. Now McKissick in the open floor, hands it off, and Jurisic goes in, misses the layup. Chavas with the rebound over to Akpinar for 3. It's good. Akpinar. He has been on a tear the last couple of weeks, averaging 13.5 points per game over the last 2 wins. Shooting 5 of 8 from deep, so he continues that trend. But Redick, meanwhile, gets it down low and scores. So Javonte Redick takes it back up to a 5-point advantage. Akpinar hands it off and swatted by Redick, but a foul has been called. That's number 2 now on Javonte Redick. And O'Korn has a decision to make. Is he going to bring him out of the game? And really, it looked almost as if the ball had slipped out of his hands while he was going for the shot. But certainly Reddick swiped down and fouled. So Chavas goes to the line and makes the first. And this time he sinks both and cuts the deficit back to 3 points. So 2 early fouls for Reddick. Watch that. See if Besiktas go down low to Chavas again. Shot clock winding down. Hooker launches it from deep and he hits it. Boy, brilliant start for Quentin Hooker. Looks like he prefers to start than coming off the bench, as he did last week at Bonn. Chavas. They pass it around. Akpinar keeps it, hands it off to Chavas again, and he goes up and scores with the left hand. Smart basketball. Double team came, so he handed it off, and Chavas now has 5 points. Pass whipped inside to Reddick. That's why Gasper O'Korn, even with 2 fouls, probably is going to keep Reddick on the floor as long as he can here through this first quarter before he gives him a breather. He needs his offense. The dump down low, out to Gotcher for 3. Will it be his first? It is! And he is fouled. A potential 4-point play coming for Todrick Gotcher. Boy, this Besiktas team has really woken up here the last few weeks. And again, Chavas showing his all-around skill, finding his man out on the perimeter. That was a mistake by Falco Szombathely to allow this man, Gotcher, to get open from behind the arc. That said, he does not make the free throw. And quickly to the other end, Curry answers. Shaquille McKissick loses it out of bounds. And that was Curry. He was, even though they lost last week, he was very assertive. And it's interesting with Zoltan Pearl coming off the bench. I think a lot of people might even say Zoltan Pearl is the best player in this team for Szombathely, but to have the luxury of bringing him off the bench is huge for Szombathely. Binka, little wraparound, knocked out of bounds by McKissick. No, it went off of Reddick. Great defense by Shaquille McKissick. Look at this. He knows exactly what's coming, and he disrupts the pass. Well, I think if Coach O'Korn could see what we saw, he'd be applauding the referee. There is Akpinar going behind his back, brings it up the floor, hands it off. Now the pass whipped into the corner, and Jurisic off target. Omer All now in the game as well for Besiktas, number 4. And driving in, and the basket is good from Szilard Binka. Talk about a player who really needs to get it going for this team is Binka. And he gets the foul from Chavas, a little bit of body. Yodesley now comes into the game. And Binka goes to the line for a potential 3-point play. Also, Lake has checked in. Daquan Lake, number 31. So Reddick gets to go over now and take a breather. Lake is a player who seems to be getting more and more comfortable in this Falco lineup. So Szombathely now leading it by 8 points. Chavas has the ball knocked away. Ronald Curry goes down, hands it off to Hooker. I tell you what, Ron Curry has stepped up big time for this Falco team. It's almost like a light has gone off inside his head, as if to say, I'm the man. I can spark this team. Almost another steal. Yildiz passes it up, gets it back to Omar Ol. Little runner in the lane. Lake with the rebound. Now Hooker, quick outlet pass up ahead to Curry, cross court. Now Benka, look at him pass the ball around, and Washington was short. I would have brought the house down. Biggest lead of the game right now for Sombathely, 21-11. Basketball Champions League game day 12. Group D's fourth place team, Besiktas in black, playing Group D's fifth place team in the yellow, Falco Szombathely, and going up and getting the foul on Lake. Look at the pass, Yildiz. Excellent job, and once again, it's Chavas, and he is paying dividends by being in the lineup, and that was a great recognition by Yildiz. Now Filipovic checks into the game. Chavas had a season-high 17 points last week, and he's off to a fast start tonight. And again, it just goes to show sometimes a player just needs a little bit of a change, maybe a change of scenery, maybe a change in teammates, coaching, whatever, but he's going to go out. Samet Gayet comes into the game, the high-energy, defensive-minded center. So Chavas goes to the bench. Chavas with 7 points. Washington hit the early three. And the three-pointer is good. And that's Curry, in fact, so Curry now has 5 points. Biggest lead of the game, 11 points. McKissick. Oh, I thought he was going to try to pass it. He forced it up, turned it over. Benedict Varadi hustles down the floor, gets it to Curry. Oh, he almost made it. He will get 2 free throws. Boy, Curry is alive and kicking right now. He has been high energy, terrific. And timeout on the floor with 2:26 remaining. And Falco Szombathely leading at 24-13. Let's go down to the bench and listen to the Besiktas coach. Here's Curry hitting the three-pointer. And that was a little bit of a fumble by Akpinar, which led to that layup. Keep an eye on Filipovic, number 35. He's got the three-point stroke. He's been hitting it the last couple of weeks. And now Curry. In fact, you got several players that can hit it from deep in this Falco team. Curry misses the first free throw. So it'll be interesting to see how far the Besiktas players extend. It should open up some space for the penetration. Curry made the second one the hard way. Bounced it high off the back of the rim. And the got some love from the rim. 12 points, the lead. Akpinar. Oh, beautiful stroke, mid-range from the German international. Shooting numbers reflected in the score as well. Here's Binka. He knocks it in as well. Szilard Binka. Shot clock down to 5. Al gets it over to McKissick. This time, Shaquille McKissick drains it from long range. Filipovic. Looks like he had the baseline. Now he puts up a turnaround jumper. Omer Al with Besiktas trailing by 9 points, 9 minutes into the contest. Al passed up the 3. Over to McKissick. Will it be 2 in a row? No, it will not be. But there was Samet Gayik tapping in the basket to get the deficit back to 7. No box out on Gayik. Varadi over to Curry. Might have telegraphed that pass and gotten away with it. Curry, shot clock winding down, takes it all the way in. Oh, he did everything great, but the finish. Besiktas able to take the clock all the way down. Well, nope. Akpinar gets open, so he hits the 3-pointer and cuts the deficit back to 4 points at the end of the first quarter. So suddenly all the momentum back with Besiktas. It's Falco Szombathely leading it 27-23 at the end of 1. Three threes for Szombathely, 4 for Besiktas. That's been big. And they've also been able to get to the free throw line and make 5 of 7 free throws. And you wonder what is the mindset right now for Falco Szombathely. They came out firing. They were hitting their shots. They were up by 12 points. But now that lead has been cut to just 4. Well, Szombathely is, it comes from Hungarian Szombat, which means Saturday, and also the word Hely, place, and basically refers to its status as a market town. So Szombathely, the medieval markets held every Saturday every week here. So you're in town, go to the market. Right now, there's only one place to be, and it's right here in this arena where Besiktas have reduced what was a 12-point deficit down to just 4 points. Besiktas in 4th place in Group D. Szombathely in 5th. This is a huge game. And stepping out of bounds is Gayik. Colton Pearl now into the contest, puts it on the deck, has the ball knocked out of bounds. Also, Reddick still on the bench. Remember, he had the 2 early fouls. Lake over to Pearl, guarded by All. Now Verratti coming off the screen, and Szombathely had his hand on the ball but didn't collect the rebound. Lake guarding Gayak. Interesting matchup. Back outside to Yildisley, puts on the deck, goes, oh, what a beautiful drive by Yildisley. Pearl. Now up against Yildisley. 5 on the shot clock. Back to Szombathely. Shot clock about to expire. Pearl launches it. He did not get it off in time, I don't think. And Gasper Okorn clearly concerned with this team now about to be tied by Besiktas, or even surpassed. McKissick. Into the corner it goes. Akpinar fouled while attempting the 3. Was not given any space to come down, and he now goes to the line to attempt 3 free throws. Well, they might have. Oh, they're saying it was, okay, so they're saying it was an off-the-ball foul. So no free throws. Interesting. No, they're not. They're saying it was a foul on Curry on Akpinar, but not in the act of shooting. Anyway, Gayak comes down and hits the short little jumper and ties it up at 27. Szombathely has it taken away by Yildisley, and he is going to dunk Besiktas into the lead. And Okorn's seen enough. He's calling for a timeout. I'm telling you, this Besiktas team is unrecognizable from what we were seeing earlier in the year, and it's all happened in the space of a few weeks.
Can you put your fucking hands down? On the other side. All of you. First 7 minutes, the ball go. Now.
So Hooker has 7 points, Reddick 6, and Curry 6 for Szombathely. Well, it was a party atmosphere here for a while, but it's gotten a little quiet with this comeback by Besiktas, aided by some turnovers as well. And Burak Yildisley coming off the bench and sparking the team. He's had a big assist to Uz Shavas. He's just come up with a steal and scored. Shot clock about to expire, so Pearl launches it. And really, offensively, Szombathely are just grinding to a halt, having to settle for shots late in the shot clock. McKissick here early in the second quarter. And his second turnover of the game goes through the hands of Yildisley. Gotcher's coming back in for Akpinar. Verratti, nice hesitation, gets it back outside. Filipović's hit while he's shooting the three, and he makes it. So now he's got a chance for a 4-point play. Well, he has certainly hit his share of three-pointers this season. And, well, Verratti looked like he might have even had a shot right under the basket, but he passed it back, and it's paid off in a big way. As Lake goes out, and Redick comes back into the contest. And again, 4-point play, spurned. He misses the free throw. Gildesley able to pass it back out after he left his feet. There's nowhere to go, it looked like. Again, over to Gotcher. He can hit that shot, but he's short. Now Benedikt Verratti. Back to Zoltan Pearl. Quiet start for him. The ball stolen. Great play by Gajic. And he decides to take it all the way. How about Samet Gajic? Showing his ball handling. And Besiktas is back in front, 31-30. Well, points and turnovers off those and points off those turnovers rather is an interesting stat in every game. Here's Verratti launching it from deep, and Samet Gajic with the rebound. Well, right now both teams have 7 points off the opponent's turnovers. Gildesley bounce pass, Gotcher. Oh, wow. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Some hang time from Gotcher. Zoltan Pearl fouled by Omer Al. Hooker coming back in for Verratti. That was the turnover. The turnover on Pearl and leading to the fast break. And the ball hit out of bounds. Hooker hits the three-pointer. Gajic back outside. And putting it up and in again. Besiktas to move back in front. Hooker with a three. Besiktas up 3. Benka tries to get it down low to Redick. Ball batted out of bounds. And a three-pointer. Another one is good. Quinton Hooker. He's got 11, excuse me, that was a 2, so it's back to a 1-point deficit. Great start to the game for Hooker. We're 16 minutes in, and he's already got 11 points. Gajic goes right at Redick. I don't know if he's attacking him because he has the 2 fouls or if he just is that confident in his jump hook. He looked good on that one. And great play again defensively by Gotcher, stealing the pass from Pearl. Hasn't seen himself tonight. Now Yildisley off the front of the rim. Pearl off and running up to Redick. Lays it up and in. Well, they needed an easy basket like that. Looked like Redick might have leaked out early. Akpinar goes between his legs. Bounce pass knocked away by Pearl. Quick pass up to Benka. He avoids the foul. And he goes all the way in. And the ball knocked off alertly by Gajic off the rim. Akpinar for 3. And the long rebound and the helter-skelter pace of the game is frenetic. Benka. And the long rebound chased down by Hooker. The crowd loves it. Pearl from deep, late in the shot clock. Hooker came up closely on Yildisley, falls down, and with 2 minutes to go in the first half, and a helter-skelter game is Besiktas leading it by 1. .54 to go. Gajic takes it back up top. Now to Gotcher. Jurisic gets in the paint. Denied. Pearl with the rebound. Over to Washington. Takes it in, and he's fouled by Jurisic. So Sombathely go back in front, and Washington goes to the line as well. The three-point play takes it up to 39-37. Sombathely in front of Besiktas. It's been a wild game. Ismet Akpinar, bounce pass into Gotcher. Jurisic over to McKissick. Now to Jurisic. The double team wide open is Akpinar. So the teams head over to the benches with just over a minute remaining.
Double screen for better. Late, loose, late, loose, classical. Better come up. All better. After this, late. You are coming. Around. Wash. Wash. You are running. In and out. Late. In last moment away. Better. Go like to pick it in last moment away. Right. Vai, let's go.
(39-37), Falco Szombathely on top and with possession against Besiktas. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the first half in the Savari Arena here in Szombathely. Curry crosses midcourt. Gets it over now to Zoltan Pearl. Pearl pulls up and ball goes in and out. Quick pass to Gaik. Again, he goes right at Lake, and he is fouled by Lake. Gaik has been effective in that low post tonight. Been effective everywhere, in fact. Little Poverty comes back in. 37.9 seconds remaining. Here in the second quarter, Gaik makes the first. And the second as well. So Samet Gaik ties it up at 39. And there's about a 12-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. So Besiktas should get the basketball back. The question is, will they be trailing? Curry dribbles it off his foot, gets it back, hands it off to Hooker. Hooker launches it. He's had a great first half, but not that time. Off target, Akpinar, and Besiktas with an opportunity here to take the lead at halftime. McKissick flies it in. Oh my goodness, quite possibly for the play of the half. Dunks it in, and we see the real Shaquille McKissick. That's right, the real Shaquille McKissick stands up and throws it down right before the halftime buzzer. Besiktas 41-39 over Falco Szombathely at halftime. So both teams with 4 makes from deep. Both teams with 11 makes inside the arc, and it's Besiktas with that 2-point lead with the advantage in free throws. Very tight game, long way to go. And Gaik, interestingly, has a game-high 12 points coming off the bench for Besiktas. So 41-39 in this Group D battle between 4th place Besiktas and 5th placed Falco Szombathely. We will be right back before the start of the second half. Enjoy the highlights. Bent on Jai. Oh, and the putback jam!
In the corner. Steps back, makes a full over, nothing but net. Well, that is surely got to be a top 5 player in the Champions League.
Damien English not able to score. They pass ahead. Oh, what a slam by Foster. Big time play. Corbin says, I see ya. Throw down off the alley-oop for Chris Dow. He is starting to really have a positive impact for this team.
Oh, double hand spike. And out in the race is Crawford with the two-handed jam at the other end. Agiel with the big rejection.
Goodness gracious, what a great game he's having.
Besiktas in their own time, just trying to... Oh! The Kissick exploded and threw it down.
Dangerous pass. Well, they give up the baseline, and Silas goes in. He gets rejected by Pearl. Pearl defensively tonight has a couple of swats, and that one was right out of the top drawer.
In the lane goes, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Retin over Sohan, went in the lane, and he dunks over the entire Manaba. Pavic on a poster. You gotta love it. Well, Retin over Sohan has put on a show this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Roten left hand with a crushing dunk all over Hapoel Jerusalem right there. Just out of nothing, he took off and threw it down.
Same Gek with 12 points, 4 rebounds for Besiktas, and helping them come back from a 12-point deficit to take the lead here at halftime at Falco Szombathely 41-39. Besiktas winners of 2 straight. They've had a tough season, but the recent winning streak and the performance in this game giving them every chance of a top 4 finish that would be good enough to put them into the playoffs by the end of the season. Quentin Hooker, meanwhile, has been big for Falco Szombathely, coming out, had 11 points in the first half. See Javante Reddick, 8 points, Ron Curry with 6. A long way to go in this one, but both these teams keeping it close, keeping it interesting. And again, this Falco Szombathely team coming into this game in 5th place with an identical record as Besiktas at 5-6. See Hooker's numbers, but the problem that they have is, well, one potential problem down the road is that they would lose a head-to-head with Besiktas, most likely, since Besiktas were such comprehensive winners in the first meeting between these two teams. So really Falco Szombathely need to finish with more wins and then this Besiktas team. They cannot afford to finish with the same record. If they would end up tied with the same records, that tiebreaker could cost them.
yapıyorlar. Oynadığı zaman hop terse veya bir tarafa aksettiren top oradan verilir. Buradan oynayabiliriz. Pick or pick and roll pass from number 4 pass inside. Tamam mı? Haydi let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah? We can go step by step, yeah? But one more time. We have to start be more precise defensively. Like on the start of the game. With really, really aggressive. But on the other side, we have to use our brain. Okay? Small foul is very important. Okay? Offensively. Move the ball. Go also offensive rebound. And do it, okay? We need also some easy baskets. Focus only on this, what we know, okay? Everything is okay. Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
Both teams getting their pep talks before the start of the second half here, and I think we've got an interesting 20 minutes ahead of us. Again, the stakes are high. Both these teams at 5 and 6, trying to cement a top 4 spot in the standings. You know, nothing will be decided with these teams tonight, but certainly a lot of progress can be made, or a lot of damage can be done, depending on this result. Second half action underway here in Sombathely, Hungary. It's Falco Szombathely with possession. Trailing by 2 points and already a turnover. The ball taken by Yıldızlı and fouled by Benke. So not how you want to start things if you are the Hungarian team, and without question, Besiktas supremely focused. Coming out making a play like that, and they're going to go review it and see if it's an unsportsmanlike foul. They have the prerogative to see if Szilárd Benke, the Hungarian international, was making a play on the ball, or did he just reach over and stop the progress of Yıldızlı? Oh dear. I think they're going to call an unsportsmanlike. He's not even playing the ball. Look at this. Well, that would be my prediction. I've been wrong before. Yes, indeed it is. An unsportsmanlike foul has been called after the review of the video evidence. And really, in situations like that, you can't complain if you're the coach or if you're the player, because you're caught on video. Unless you're interpreting everything wrong. Meanwhile, Yıldızlı goes to the line and misses the first one. So with the unsportsmanlike foul, you get 2 free throws and possession. And Yıldızlı, who has played exceptionally well tonight, misses both free throws. So if Benke gets another unsportsmanlike foul, he will get an early shower. He'll have to leave the game. Patrick Gotcher over to Gaik, gets down on the baseline, and unbelievable, they come away with no points that trip down the floor despite the unsportsmanlike foul. Szilárd Benke gets in, misses, but there for the putback is Redick, Javonte Redick. McKissick, and flying in this time Yıldızlı, much more like it for him, just to lay it up and in to put Besiktas back in front. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass if Gaik had been looking. Now Benke gets fouled while shooting the three-pointer. So McKissick sends him to the line for 3. Boy, this is about, what, the fourth time we've seen this tonight? Three-point shooter getting fouled. It's a bemused look by the coach, suggesting he thought that Benka went down trying to draw the foul. Benka makes the second, so he's gone from pariah to potential hero here in the space of about 30 seconds. Indeed he does. So he makes all 3 free throws and puts Falco Szombathely back in front. McKissick, who had that sensational dunk right before halftime. And a foul's called on Benka. McKissick puts his head down, now he's spinning. Kept out of the lane, has to launch it from 3-point range, and that's what he does. Shaquille McKissick coming to the fore here now with 8 points. He's hit a couple of 3-pointers. Hooker on the deck, bounce pass to Reddick. Reddick had gone too far. Now the pass telegraphed, and watch this, folks. Get ready for takeoff. And McKissick throws it down yet again. Looked like he might have mistimed his jump there a little bit. Oh no, he was okay. 4-point lead now for Besiktas. Curry fouled from behind by Gotcher. They got you, Gotcher. Todrick. Besiktas with their biggest lead of the game right now, 4 points. Curry. Another foul, Besiktas, as he gets close to the lane. That's foul number 3. And again, it's on Gotcher. Oh yeah, he got hacked. I'm guessing that Shaquille McKissick dunk is going to be in the top 5 plays of the week. I don't know, but I suspect it might. It was certainly interesting. Here's Reddick, goes up, well defended by McKissick, though, knocking it away. Now Akpinar passes it up to Yildisley, and Washington did a good job of getting back on defense. Now McKissick, Yildisley again. Nobody stops him this time, and Yildisley just kind of takes a couple of dribbles and lays it up and in. Now their biggest lead of the game, 6 points for Besiktas.
Better than play the guy which is not McKissick, okay? On the other side, no turnover. Okay, this 3-point shot. Guys, we have defensively 2 big problems. 2 big. Next offense. Let's go.
So Besiktas right now with all the momentum, and again, different players. Yildisley, McKissick has hit a big 3-pointer. Yildisley is a player that you know, during his time at Besiktas has been more of a role player, but he is seizing his opportunity right now with additional minutes and additional responsibility. He's seizing it with both hands. He's really being aggressive, going to the basket, taking what the defense gives him, and he's being very good defensively himself. Here's Curry coming right out of the timeout and striking from downtown. Gets it back to a three-point game. Now Shaquille McKissick. Dribbles back. Gotcher. Over to Yildisley. Has it knocked away by Curry. 3-on-3 break. Curry thinking about it. Gets it over to Benka. Good job, Besiktas, getting back defensively. Hooker. Down low to Redick. Over to Benka. Wide open. The three is good. It ties it once again at 50. Cedar Benka having himself a game tonight, 11 points. Now to Gayic. Goes in. Oh, what about that from Samet Gayic, scoring with the left hand. Seems like he's having the game of his life tonight. 14 points. Also, Besiktas, you can see, doing a lot of damage in the paint. 30 points in the paint. Hooker over to Curry. Wide open. Great move by Ron Curry. Boy, that is a huge plus. I mean, he should be able to knock that down as a shooting guard, but he hasn't knocked it down all season. But again, I talked about that in the first half. He just seems to have more of a confident gait about him right now. Rebounded by Benka. Curry goes behind his back. Guarded closely by Gotcher, falls down. And Benka has to launch it. He does, but it's too long. Great job by Todrick Gotcher, not giving an inch defensively and forcing the uncomfortable shot. Now McKissick loses it out of bounds. I believe that's his third turnover of the game. Good job. Curry really making a nuisance of himself, not for the first time tonight. A couple of steals for him. McKissick with 4 turnovers, in fact, to go with his 10 points. Redick takes on Gayic. Oh, he just is not going to be denied this time. Boy, that was a quick step once he got close to the lane. Close to the basket, rather, and he went up fast and was wide open. I would be awfully surprised if they did not try to exploit that again. Yildisley now spins, gets inside. He was denied by Benka. Szombathely leading it by 2. Well, the ebb and flow of this game is something else. The toing and the froing. Here it is again to Redick. Oh, he passes it up, gets it over to Washington for 3. I think if Redick had it all to do it all over again, he would have shot the basketball. Now Akpinar, and boy, that was big. 6-point swing when you consider the other 3. This time Redick does take it all the way and lay it up and in. So the lead seesawing back and forth between these 2 Basketball Champions League clubs here in Group D in this vitally important game. Now the steal, Hooker. The ball just fumbled away by Akpinar, in fact. And Akpinar commits the foul. The fans appealing to the referees to go look at it as an unsportsmanlike, but I don't think there's anything close to it. Let's have another look. No. Got him with the body. And timeout, meanwhile, has been called, so both teams head over to the benches.
ver. Bırak. Buradan handoff oynayabilirsin.
18-17 in rebounds in favor of Besiktas.
Offside oynayabilirsin. Pası verelim. Buraya gelelim, tamam mı? Herifler saldırıyorlar. Beyler. Sadece geri. Ya bir numaradan pas bekliyoruz ya. Geri koşun abi. Niye uyuyoruz ki? Tamam mı? Hadi biraz nefeslenin şimdi. Okay, let's go. Haydi.
Well, 1 point lead right now for Falco Szombathely. And really the way this game has gone, I mean, there's just no telling how it's going to pan out. It's the momentum shifts, the lead changes, the turnovers. And Falco with an opportunity, and Hooker, quite possibly his best game of the season tonight, makes the first free throw. He has really looked good. Got the start. And brings some rain. Chavas looked like he was going to try to knock that off the rim, but the ball bounced too high for him. So 3-point lead now. Look at the free throw shooting as well. Good job, really, especially by Szombathely. 10 of 12. Akpinar from the left. Chavas not able to rebound it. Redick knocked it away. Hooker from three. Well, perhaps a little quick with that one, but I guess the shot clock was getting deep. So 2:20 to go. It's still Szombathely leading it by 3. Gotcher. Quick give and go, and Gotcher lays it up off the glass and in. Pearl, left hand, denied by Chavas. He saw the pass coming and alertly batted it away. Look at him, he goes straight to the basket after the pass, and alert Akpinar gets it right back to him. Simple but effective. And the turnover gives it back to Benka. The foul on Omer Al. I'll tell you what, kind of, Hooker has been so good tonight. Only 3 times this season has he gotten into double digits. And that just illustrates what kind of night he's had. Although he did on a couple of occasions have 9 points. Now he's out of the game, and Benedict Varadia comes in and hits the jump shot. And suddenly the lead goes back to 3. Gotcher floats in over to Al, steps in. Oh boy, that was quality from Omer Al. Well, Benka flies in, stolen by Gotcher. Nope, tried to get it to Jurisic, but alertly, I think it was Washington, knocked it, got it back. I tell you what, this Besiktas team, seeing their metamorphosis this season, and right now, you have to say that the sum is playing or sorry, the whole is, what's that expression? Greater than the sum of its parts? I think that applies. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. That's what it is. Not exactly sure what they're talking about. But you've got a Falco team that came through qualifying that has put itself into contention for a playoff spot. And you've got a Besiktas team that came in with high hopes and was just stumbling and bumbling its way and looking like it was going to be out of playoff contention very early, only to make a big change with the coach and to lose arguably the two best or two most famous players in Jordan Theodore and James McAdoo. And these guys have just turned it up a notch. And right now they're only trailing 60-59 in hostile territory. They have got to prove, however, they can win away from home. They've lost 4 straight road games. Granted, that was under the old regime. So let's see. Here's Zoltan Pearl. Verratti again. Good! Oh, nice spark coming from Verratti tonight. Hasn't played as much, but he is suddenly putting the ball in the basket. All again, terrific job, and Zoltan Pearl called for the foul. Whew. Might have been fortunate to get that one. So 2 free throws coming for Omer Al. Second one is good as well. Verratti, ball knocked away. McKissick from deep right at the buzzer, and unlike the end of the first half when he dunked in the last 2 points, McKissick was off target. So Falco Szombathely lead it 63-61 over Besiktas. 10 minutes remain. Very similar statistics across the board. And as you look at the highlights, I'll tell you that Redick has 14 points. For Falco Szombathely, Quentin Hooker has 13 points. Szilard Benka has 11. And Verratti has been sparking the team in the third quarter a little with 5 points. Ron Curry also has 11 points. For Besiktas, 14 points for Samet Gayek. Continues to be a team high. 11 for Ishmet Akpinar. He also has a couple of assists. And 10 points for Shaquille McKissick. Wonder who he was named after. 8 points for Burak Yıldızlı as well. 8 very important points, as well as 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals in almost 19 minutes. So just a wonderful game. And you know, the great thing about the Basketball Champions League is you're seeing these teams getting a chance to square off on the big stage, and you can see how much it means to them. You know, they've earned the right, these clubs, to be here on merit. And here we are getting to the, we're in the latter stages of the regular season, and the stakes continue to get higher. Akpinar, so valuable for all the experience that he's got, especially with that German national team, showing it tonight yet again. Trying to shake Verratti here. Ooh, Chavas turns, bounce pass, Juricic swatted from behind by Pearl, but Juricic gets it back and puts it in. So the Montenegrin knots it up at 63. Redick, he's going to be tough to stop here. But Chavas does just that and forces the turnover. And that's the difference between Gajic and Chavas. Gajic might be a little bit quicker, a little bit leaner, more athletic these days. But Uz Chavas has all the experience, and he won that battle with Redick. I don't think Uz Chavas has played as well as he has the last couple of weeks in a long time. So foul called on Falco Szombathely. Nearly a minute here into the fourth quarter. Gotcha. Looks for an opening. 5 on the shot clock. Over to Jurisic, turns, goes up, and banks it in. Wow. Splendid finish from Jurisic. Varadi. Over to Pearl. Zoltan Pearl being shut out tonight. And the little jump hook off target by Jurisic. He was trying to go for 3 in a row. Now quickly up to Javonte Redick, and he misses the layup. Chavas goes to town on Redick. And, oh, jump ball has been called. I thought they were going to call a foul on Uz Chavas. And Uz Chavas wraps his arms around the referee as if to say, this is what he did to me. How is that a jump ball? Watch this again. So he tied him up. So he must have called the jump ball before he wrapped him up. Possibly a break for Falco Szombathely. Varadi for 3, nope. The rebound for Shaquille McKissick. It's 5 in the game. Here he is. He's also got 10 points. Jurisic gets the foul on Filipovic. I don't understand that defense. Just go out, put your hand up. But you don't have to foul. Just move your feet. Yildisley checks back into the game. This is where he could really land some killer punches, Yildisley. There's McKissick. Tough pass. Uz Chavas called it, missed it, tried to get it back. Now Pearl. Well, getting into that starting lineup certainly helped Quentin Hooker tonight. But going out of the starting lineup, I'm not sure that's done Zoltan Pearl any favors. Meanwhile, Uz Chavas has picked up his 2nd foul. Curry step back. Long rebound to Zoltan Pearl. Gets it back, goes up, and earns a trip to the line, being fouled by Ismet Akpinar. Maybe this isn't going to be the night for Zoltan Pearl. He hasn't scored yet. This is the first. And finally gets it to go in. Quick pass to Gayic. Passes it back out to Yildisley, puts on the deck, and that's going to be a charge. Great job by Zoltan Pearl. He was maybe moving a little bit. Well, Zoltan Pearl won't care how many points he scores tonight as long as Sombathely can get the win. But right now they're trailing by a point, 6.5 minutes to go. Good defense by Al on Varadi. Lake sets the pick. Now he's going to get it back. He's going to go up. He's going to dunk it. Talk about pick and roll, baby. McKissick gets ready to fly again. This time forced it a bit. Oh, it looked like Filipovity challenging Gayic. And Gayic able to tap it in to put Besiktas back on top. Varadi, battle for the board, all comes down with it, and he is fouled by Zoltan Pearl. Gotcher passes it back now into the corner. Ismet Akpinar, good, the three-pointer. It's a 4-point advantage. Five minutes remaining. Curry on the deck, takes the contact. And he will go to the line, and Akpinar looks like he takes a shot to the face and says, "How am I called for the foul?" That's exactly what he says. This was Gotcher. And this was Akpinar with that three-pointer. Quentin Hooker, meanwhile, back into the game. So Zoltan Pearl goes out. Well, I guess everybody's due an off night, and it hasn't been a great night for Zoltan Pearl, but it has been for Hooker, so no surprise he's back in the game with having scored 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Curry, meanwhile, makes the free throws to cut it back to a 2-point deficit. (13 of 16 at the line for Sombathely, 9 of 13 for Besiktas. And now Curry fouls McKissick a long way from the basket. Foul number 2, that's team foul number 4 on Sombathely. And Reddick is back into the game for the stretch run. Comes back in for Daquan Lake. McKissick. Gayic sets the pick. Does not set it. Gotcher launches it. Oh, that was big from Todrick Gotcher. 5-point advantage now for Besiktas. They'd like to go to Redick if they could, and he's got the right matchup against Gajic. Hooker, though, is going to let it fly. Szombathely not able to rebound the miss, and McKissick has it, and suddenly Besiktas in a strong position here with 4 minutes remaining, up 5. Yıldızlı has the size advantage on Verratti, misses, and then Redick flies in. And I'm wondering what this foul is going to be. If they called a flop on Verratti here, they may have. No, they've called the foul on Redick. I think Verratti was fortunate not to get that simulation. Well, the game is suddenly looking as if it might start to get away from Szombathely. They're trailing by 5 points. And Gotcher is at the line, so Okorn wants to talk it over.
Okay, listen me. We are in bonus, they are in bonus. 4 minutes is enough time, okay? That you will not. We need defense and come to easy basket, okay? You understand or not? Rebound plus defense. We go. Yellow. First defense is coming. Yellow. Okay.
Well, Besiktas came in this week at number 18 in the power rankings compiled by Igor Cherkovich on the Basketball Champions League website. Falco Szombathely at number 21. And so far, you have to say Besiktas doing a good job leading from the front. More importantly, they're 4th in Group D, and Falco are 5th. But Gotcher has just missed a free throw. And you know how big the free throws are come the end of the contest. Gotcher makes the second, however, and takes it up to a 6-point lead. And a long shot, no good from Szombathely, and the rebound grabbed by Ömer Al. Washington's going to come back into the contest. And McKissick, meanwhile, drives in and gives Besiktas their biggest lead of the game, 8 points. Boy, it has been a struggle, but here this Besiktas team is. I think probably a lot of people would have given them up for dead. Meanwhile, Szombathely says, "Don't take me out yet, coach." Nails the three to cut it back to a 5-point game. That is guts right there, because he was coming out, and now Okorn has told Washington to go sit back down. Great job by Szombathely. You got to have confidence in yourself. Don't stop shooting. Even so, on the possession before that, I would have tried to go down low. Anyway, Yıldızlı gets it to Al, steps back. How big is Ömer Al been? Oh, Besiktas. The great play is just contagious from one player to the next. This is a team that now believes they can be a factor in this Basketball Champions League. Hooker drives in, beautiful follow by Reddick. Well, instead of going for the ball, I think Gayak needed to find Reddick to box him out. That was a huge offensive rebound and putback. That has kept Szombathely's hopes alive. McKissick, meanwhile. Shot clock winding down. He might have to launch it. He puts up a difficult shot. He puts up an air ball. But remember the Reddick putback. Also remember the Filipovic three-pointer. Because if they come back and win this game, those were huge shots. But they're still down by 5. Gotcher, with no fouls to give, puts a good free throw shooter in Curry on the free throw line and stops the clock. And I think this is a move they have to make. They have to get Akpinar back in the game. That said, Omer Al has been terrific tonight for Besiktas. So full marks to him. First free throw good. So Szombathely were on the ropes, but now here they are back to within 4 points. And now the second free throw is good as well, and it's a 3-point game. I don't think you can be consumed by taking time off the clock if you're Besiktas. You got to play, you got to get good shots. You can't wind up with what you had last time. A crazy shot right before the shot clock expires. Gayak puts it on the deck, stolen by Filipovic. Gets it back to Hooker. Cross court to Benka. Drives in, good smart decision. And Benka, great play. And suddenly, look at this again. Yeah, that's what happened. So somebody knocked it out after it was already in. So it's a 1-point game. He could have taken the 3, but he put it on the deck and went to the basket, and now it's a 1-point contest. I'll tell you, Besiktas may have let the fish off the hook. Tell you what, go back to Filipovic. He misses that three-pointer, I think, when they were down by 7 or 8 points. His coach is about ready to put Washington back in, and Filipovic goes right back on the next possession and is confident enough to take the 3. And this time he made it to cut the deficit to 5 points. And then on that last sequence, he comes up with a huge play. He comes up with a steal, takes it away from Gayak. Look at this. He's going to reach in, take it away, and he's going to pass it, and they're going to end up with this play. Benka. And that is what happens in sports. You might make a mistake, but you have got to stick with it and learn to deal with failure, and that's exactly what Filipovic did. And now Besiktas, the pressure goes back to them, leading by 1, but they've got possession. Here in the final minute and 10 seconds. Hooker collides with Akpinar, who again goes to his face like he's taken some contact. I think Akpinar, because he's such a feisty defender, and he puts it all out on the line, he might want to think about wearing a face mask. Oh boy, that is big. So that foul's on Reddick. So Reddick goes out of the game. Huge weapon. They've lost their big center. And Akpinar collects himself and makes the first free throw. So instead of replacing him with the center, they go small ball. They bring Washington in along with Filipovic, Benka, Hooker. And this. And Washington. So Washington and Curry, excuse me. It's go time, folks. In the final minute, the dump down low to Washington. And the ball knocked out of balance. And that is where you really miss the presence of Redick, because he will catch that basketball and he will go up strong and score. So Akpinar went out briefly. Now he's back in. Redick lost fouls. Akpinar has 4 fouls. He's back in the game. He's the only Gotcher and McKissick each with 3 fouls. Curry. 45 seconds to go. Shot clock winding down. Curry launches it. Rebounded Gotcher. Not a good possession. And then Hooker commits the foul. And yes, indeed, we're going to the free throw line. Akpinar, where he just made a couple of free throws. And here he is again. And this time, the fish wriggles off the hook, it appears. He misses the first. He makes this, it is effectively a 2-possession game. And he does. 35.2 seconds remaining. Akpinar with 17 points. Let's go down to the bench of the Hungarian team, Szombathely.
Okay. 4 in the row, okay.
7 more rebounds for Besiktas.
Okay.
6 on the defensive end.
Go around. Run. Go around on the other side. Filipovic, make a small screen. Filipovic, make a small screen for Kuker. Kuker, come out. Pass for Kuker. Benke. Immediately to hand off. Immediately. Filipovic. Another high pick and roll.
Well, Besiktas right now, it'll be interesting to see who they put back on the floor, but the last 5 they had was Akpinar, Gajic, Gotcher, McKissick, and Yildizni. And if you are going to foul somebody, Gotcher shooting 66.7% coming into this game. Yildizni shooting 54.2% coming into this contest. So Gajic also is shooting 58.3%. So I'm guessing because they're playing defense, but you know, with Yildizni and Gajic, those are 2 guys you might want to think about fouling, and nobody picks him up, and he goes in for the dunk. Benke alertly, not much time goes off the clock, and now Yildizni has it. Well, think about it. Are you going to foul him? Nope, that was not the instruction. Oh, so the instruction was indeed to foul Gajic. Although the way Filipovic has turned around, maybe that was not the instruction, but again, he's only shooting 58.3% from the free throw line. Coming into this game, that's 7 of 12 coming into this contest. Now tonight, he's made both of his free throw attempts, but obviously making free throws at this stage of the game is a lot different than making it earlier. What am I talking about? He looks good as gold on that. He makes the first. 3-point game. And boy, Gajic has had himself a monster game tonight. 19 points. The clock is the enemy. Benke puts it up from deep. Short, they're going to try to chase it down. Hooker is not able to get it before it goes out of bounds. And Besiktas on the cusp of a third consecutive win. And if you're looking for a team that has effectively risen from the dead this season in the Basketball Champions League in the most astonishing circumstances, it is this Besiktas team. They wave bye-bye to Coach Duško Ivanović, to Jordan Theodore, the former MVP of the Basketball Champions League, and to James McAdoo, and all they've done is win 3 consecutive games. Well, this one isn't over yet, but they are close to a third straight win. And there's Gajic, who's come out and had his best performance of the season tonight. And he's had it at the exact right time. Excuse me, he's got 18 points, not 19. 18 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal. He is perfect from the floor, perfect from the line. 7 of 7 from the floor, all inside the arc. And Akpinar takes the bump and goes back to the free throw line. And really, you look back, every possession counts. And I'm sure right now that Szombathely are thinking, if only we'd had a couple of different possessions, this would be a different ball game. However, Akpinar misses the first and the second. So a little bit of hope here. They've got to hurry. Filipovic. And tried to make the pass. He throws it out of bounds. He was in a rush. I think at one point he thought about actually shooting that. But with 4.1 seconds remaining, the young man, the 23-year-old, throws it out of bounds. Gotcher catches it, and Besiktas, incredibly, have improved their record to 6-6. Samet Gajic, the man of the moment, with 18 points. They win it 83-79 at Falco Szombathely. Well, you hate it for this home crowd, which was brilliant all night tonight here in Szombathely, Hungary. But Besiktas have gotten what they deserve. They hung tough. They came out and got a priceless road win. And Szombathely are not going to allow Besiktas to have their little celebration on the center circle. They tell them to get off. And Besiktas, rather than causing any problems, they just politely move aside. They got what they wanted. They wanted to win. Forget everything else. They have come out, and those great fans that have followed them have been rewarded. This is really quickly becoming one of the stories of the Basketball Champions League season. This Besiktas team that was going nowhere fast, and suddenly have found some rhythm. They've found some confidence. They've lost the big names. They've lost McAdoo, they've lost Theodore, they've lost Ivanović. But this team believes it can win, and it has gotten a big one tonight. 61% inside the arc, 8 three-pointer shooting, almost 50%, 47% Besiktas. They hit the free throws when they had to. They out-rebounded Szombathely. They really had their way down low, getting good shots. Gajic with 18 points. Akpinar yet again a big night, 17. McKissick had 12. Full marks go to Besiktas, who have strengthened their place in that top 4, which is where they need to be by the end of the season if they want to make it into the playoffs. So great win for them tonight, and a very costly one for Falco Szombathely. As we look at the highlights, Falco Szombathely dropping to 5-7. Now they're still in it, still got a couple of weeks remaining, but you know, they need this Besiktas team to lose twice. In fact, so Besiktas have improved to 6-6. They will be 5-7. Yeah, so they need Besiktas to lose twice, and Falco need to win both of their remaining games to have a chance of leapfrogging them into that fourth place. Neptunus Klaipėda and Pauk and Happy Casa Brindisi, meanwhile, are each 4-7. And Neptunus, well, they've all got chances as well to improve to 5-7. So I guess they also are potentially still in it with a chance to move into the top 4. But it feels like the air has been let out of the balloon here in Sombathely, where Falco really, I mean, for long stretches of this contest played well, but they just weren't able to execute every time down when they needed to, and they lost Reddick to 5 fouls. Zoltan Pearl, probably his worst game of the season tonight, just 1 point, a complete non-factor. And there I was saying at the start of the contest that maybe their best player is coming off the bench tonight. Well, they might have to have a rethink on that one. So Besiktas improved to 6-6. Falco dropped to 5-7. They're still in the same positions, but again, Neptunus, Pauk, and Happy Casa Brindisi breathing down the necks of Falco Szombathely here in Group D. So, folks, that is it. Thanks for watching. More Basketball Champions League action coming your way tonight, tomorrow, and as we reach the business end of the season. Thanks for watching.